Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you my time at the Maggard Meet Up 2023. It was a wonderful time meeting friends new and old, people in the wet shaving community, and just getting out of the house and somewhere different. For those of you who might not know, Maggard Razors is an online and brick and mortar store selling wet shaving and grooming goods. They've done an official meetup for quite a number of years, but this is the first one since the pandemic. I actually was supposed to go to the one scheduled for 2019 before that got canceled, as well as pretty much all travel and events got canceled that year. Needless to say, I was very excited to go. Funny enough, kind of in a different place going in as far as the wet shaving hobby. I feel like I've spoken about it at length here on the channel and on the podcast, where I've kind of settled into a routine of the things I like. There are still new things coming into my shave den, into my collection, but the whole collecting, acquiring things part of the hobby is kind of at a low for me right now. Luckily for me though, this time was all about people in the community. But before we get into the details of my trip to the meetup, guys, you are on the Latherhog channel. I'm John, aka Latherhog. If you consider yourself a wet shaving enthusiast or hobbyist, then you've come to the right place. And if you find yourself enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel and don't miss out on any future videos. Hey guys, it's the morning of the Maggard meetup, Saturday. Here's my roommate for the weekend, Ben from Mammoth. Yes, we are in the same room. And we're trying to do a vlog here, so just capturing it. We have a lovely room here at, what's the hotel name again?
The Hampton Inn. The
Hampton Inn, and like, yeah, a nice area. We just had some delicious breakfast at the Country Skillet. Oh yeah. So the picture within the picture. You can see the mirror. Okay,
mirror within a mirror.
All kind of things going on, but we're gonna go. I'm gonna get a sneak peek. Ben and Vita are gonna set up their table, and hopefully, next thing you'll see are some shots of the various vendors and cool people at the meetup. So we'll see you in a little bit. Now guys, I have to call out this amazing pivot table that was at the Maggard meetup. This thing was buzzing with people pretty much for the whole time of the meetup. Had some great products, especially some discontinued goodies for those on the hunt for maybe treasures long gone by. New items were constantly being added and taken. Talking about software, hardware, fragrances, all sorts of stuff. And if you enjoyed discontinued items, especially different shave soaps and whatnot, there were plenty of those as well. Also, everyone that bought a ticket to the meetup were entered into a raffle with some amazing prizes as well. meetup itself happened on Saturday, June 3rd, and that was followed up by a hangout at the hotel many of us attendees were staying in. So on Sunday morning, I said my goodbyes, had a great time rooming with Ben and hanging out with him and Vita, but the trip was not over just yet. No, I drove about an hour or so away from Adrian, Michigan, up to Kego Harbor to the Razor Company, where an unofficial meetup was happening. I got to have Jared, the Thirsty Badger, as my co-pilot and riding buddy, and we had a good time just catching up. Now, I had some great conversations during the meetup, at the after party, and one interesting topic of conversation that kept coming up was the state of wet shaving. We talked about whether wet shaving has already hit its peak and how to continue to grow this way of shaving. Not necessarily grow hobbyists, because I think that kind of happens organically or not. And this is definitely continuing a thread that started with HD Shaves in our talk with him about maybe the way to grow more wet shavers is not to bombard them with more products, new releases and whatnot, and that wet shaving in general can't just purely rely on the big spenders or the whales within the hobby. If we can grow numbers, then that might help sustain businesses, both big and small. My main takeaway from all this is that I probably need to do a better job introducing wet shaving to others, whether it be family members or real life friends who might not know anything about it. It's kind of a weird niche that is a bit off the radar. Luckily, I've had I think 2 friends I can think off the top of my head that came to wet shaving a little bit on their own, but then they reached out to me knowing I do this, the YouTube and the podcast, and it's been a pleasure to help them out in their journey. They're not hobbyists by any means. In fact, one's very early in their trial of traditional shaving and whatnot, but I'm really excited to see what they get into, what they like. And along those lines, the more friends I can get into wet shaving, the more people I have to talk about this crazy, weird stuff. Now, the unofficial meetup at TRC really was an extension of the experiences I've had going into that weekend. It's more time talking with friends that I've only talked to online, got to share a meal with them, got to share a drink with them. If anything, that should be your biggest takeaway, that this trip was all about the people in this wet shaving community. There's so much generosity and positivity and just good times and laughs to be had. But I think there's enough platforms and groups out there where whatever your personality and preferences are, I think you can find your people, whatever that might mean. Yeah, because this was my probably 3rd meetup of sorts for wet shaving, and in no other hobby, and I have a lot of hobbies, guys, but no other hobby have I taken this far as the community aspect goes. So yeah, go find yourself a local meetup. If you know a few wet shavers within driving distance, get together over some beers or over a meal, and just talk shop. It's a lot of fun. If you're real motivated, you could go ahead and organize your own meetup as well. I mean, it doesn't have to be this huge thing where people are flying in from all over the place. It can be definitely much more localized and small. But hey, you never know. You might have a hidden talent for event planning, and this might be the chance to figure that out. But guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed these kind of rambling thoughts about my Maggard Meetup trip. Now, is this something that I would go to again if there was a Maggard Meetup 2024? I think if the timing and finances allowed, I would enthusiastically say yes. So take that for what it's worth. But guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day and joining me for this video. I hope you had a good time. I hope I did a decent job recounting my trip. For anyone that didn't get a specific shout out, I did a terrible job getting pictures with everyone, and that's definitely something I'm gonna work on in the future. But you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.